Good morning. This is breakfast today. 2 links of sausage, a little bit of onion, and an egg. I'm going to make a keto-friendly 90-second mug bread sandwich for breakfast. And I've also got this apple cider vinegar cocktail mixed with potassium citrate and about 30 ounces of water. This is a new apple cider vinegar that I got from Publix. It's green wise. It tastes different. It's not as strong, actually. Not sure if it's as good, but I'll still drink it. Alright, so here's the finished product. My breakfast sandwich. I think it looks pretty good. So I found a berry on my miracle berry tree. Definitely found one so far. I'm sure there's probably more coming in though. And yeah, if you didn't see the other video, this is a plant that makes sour things taste sweet. It's pretty cool. Hey guys, good afternoon. Hope you all are having a good day. My day's going pretty good. I forget what I was going to say now, of course. I will say today I've noticed how my body feels and like my stomach, like upper stomach down, well, in my full stomach, I guess, just feels less bloated. That's really the only way I can describe it. I don't really know how else to describe it. It just feels like I'm skinnier, and I love that feeling. You know, like I was trying to figure out what actually causes that feeling. I don't know if it's what I'm eating. I mean, obviously, what I'm eating has something to do with it. Well, especially if I'm getting skinnier. But just the feeling, I really think gluten is doing something to me because I've avoided gluten. I mean, I usually avoid gluten if I'm on keto, but Donnie, get away from there. I haven't eaten, any bread or anything that has gluten. So I don't know if that is something to do with it, but yeah, I love how my stomach feels, just like the emptiness feeling. I like that. And it's not the same feeling you get from fasting. It's like your insides are feel cleaned out. I don't know. Oh, sorry about yesterday's video. I know yesterday's video was like way oversaturated. I was trying something new. I was recording in a different resolution. I was using 4K and 60 frames per second, which that's what this is now. The program I used to edit is called InShot. I think it was that program screwing up the video color profile. Because on my phone, I could edit it and it would look normal like this, but then watching the video, it was like way oversaturated. So I think that program was causing the problem. I'm going to use a new program to edit these videos. I think it's called Filmora. I did some testing and it seems like I output it at 4K 60 frames per second and it wasn't oversaturated, so I think it'll work. I'm also probably going to do the one-time fee of $30 just to buy the app, so I don't have to sit through the stupid ads when I'm trying to edit these videos. It's just ads aren't that long, but it's annoying, so you might as well just buy the program. So yeah, if you're wondering why it was oversaturated, that's the reason. Hopefully this one turns out better. What else? Saying about what I want for dinner. I really like those Asian pork wraps I made. Those are like really good. Of course, I used the recipe. I posted in the community tab, but I also made some modifications to it. No peanut butter, since peanut butter has seed oils. And well, peanuts are legumes, which are inflammatory. So I didn't use peanut butter. You could maybe do an almond butter, but I mean, let's face it, almond butter is quite a bit different than peanut butter taste-wise. So, but the recipe, in my opinion, it didn't even need peanut butter. I just think a nut butter would have given it a weird taste. I know there's some Asian, especially Thai foods like peanut butter. I think they call it peanut butter chicken. I think I've had it once before, and it was like super rich. Like it was good, but it felt like you were eating melted fudge or something in chicken. It was kind of weird, but it was good. But the Asian pork worlds definitely don't eat peanut butter. And then I made a few other modifications. I'm talking about this because I told a friend about it. He asked me for the recipe, and I told him what I changed. But I'm also thinking about it because I'm craving it now. I like that lettuce I got. I usually don't buy I think it's called butter. It was Bib or butter lettuce. I usually don't buy that, especially because it was kind of expensive. But I think that probably works out best for wraps. I've tried, of course, regular iceberg lettuce works out okay. It's real crispy, so like you bite into it and it all falls apart. Green leaf lettuce is sometimes a little too flimsy, doesn't really hold anything. Romaine doesn't really fold too well. But the Bib lettuce is like it's kind of strong, still softer like the leaf lettuce, but it holds up better, I think. And the taste of it, of course, is good too. So I think that I forget. I think the recipe calls for butter lettuce, but I think I bought Bib lettuce, which I'm pretty sure it's similar to it. It was like $4.50 for a container of it. So I'm sure it's probably stuff I could be growing myself. I need to get back into growing. Well, I never grew lettuces. I think I attempted it. Wasn't really all into it, but I need to attempt it and actually try to grow it. I've grown tomatoes. There's a Florida tomato called the Everglade tomato. They're like little cherry tomatoes. They're pretty good, but for the amount that you harvest, it's just like you need a lot to equal a decent serving size of tomato. So that was, I guess, the only reason why I didn't really care for those. I'd rather grow a larger tomato, but they tasted good though. So yeah, I'll probably head out soon to Publix to. I really don't feel like cooking, honestly, but there's not many other options if you're not going to cook. I could get a rotisserie chicken from Publix, I guess, but I'll probably just buy the stuff to make the Asian rolls or the whatever it's called, the Asian lettuce wraps. I'll buy that stuff, and I was thinking about buying some chicken thighs to grill for the rest of the week. I don't know what else I'll buy. That's probably about it. I've been going to the grocery store more often than I care to go, but I don't know. I'd rather buy food fresh, and it's really the biggest thing, I guess, buying food fresh. Of course, I'm able to eat whatever I want. Like, as I'm hungry, if I'm craving something, I can just go out and buy it rather than having to eat what's at home. I kind of miss the Factor 75 meals. There's one particular meal that I missed, and that was the sausage mushroom dish. I think it was delicious. And I've made something similar like that before. It was portobello cap. It was like portobello caps. I don't know, I say stuffed. It was, in my opinion, you can't really stuff portobello since they're so large. It's like putting the stuff on a plate. But it was a mixture of sausage with cream cheese and I think some sort of shredded cheese. I can't remember if it was cheddar or mozzarella, but those things were really good. So I could probably modify that recipe to use sliced cremini mushrooms or just sliced portobello. Creminis are basically portobello, just a mini size. So maybe I'll look into that. Not tonight. I don't know. I'll find a. Well, I've got the recipe that I made before. I could probably just modify the mushrooms. So I'm sure that wouldn't be too hard. But anyways, Just wanted to make a quick video. I'm sure I'll see you again once I get some dinner, so I'll talk to you all later. Say, this is the lettuce that I bought last time, Butterleaf. I thought it was something else. I forget what I thought it was. It's nice, but it's kind of expensive. $4.49. So I'm actually gonna get this stuff instead. It's $3.99, and I think it's like double the amount in these. So I'm looking at the garlic, and I noticed that they have ginger here, which the Asian wraps call for ginger. And you wouldn't think this would have sugar in it, at least added sugar, but it does. 1 gram added sugars. It's got fructose, a bunch of other stuff in it, and xanthan gum. So it's definitely not natural. I thought this was interesting also. The glass jar chopped or minced garlic doesn't have xanthan gum, but the garlic in the plastic bottle has xanthan gum, and I guess it's just extra xanthan gum. So this is my grocery haul tonight. I got some chicken for the weekend also. This avocado mayo is on sale for $6.49 or $6.99. I know that doesn't sound like a sale, but it is. It's like $1 cheaper than it usually is. So I got some strawberries and a lemon to show you guys something. Well, to do a little taste test. I mean, I've tasted it before, but I just thought it'd be fun to do on video. And yeah, let me go outside and show you why. Since I have this single miracle berry growing, I thought I'd do a little taste test for you on video. Thought there was an ant on it. That's what it looks like. I'll pop the stem off, and then you just put the whole thing in your mouth, and you gotta make sure it fully coats your tongue and mouth. So I thought I would do a little cooking for you today. I'm making the Asian pork wraps, lettuce wraps, dicing some onion right now. This is a regular sweet onion. Pretty sure it's just called sweet onion. It's not Vidalia. You can use whatever you like. I bought this from Publix because it looked like the perfect onion. I said, that one's for me. I'm definitely not a professional onion slicer, but I think I do okay. Recipe says to put the pork, onion, garlic, some other stuff all in at once, but last time I did this, I sauteed the onion a little bit first. Just because I don't think the onion would cook down enough if you didn't do that. I think for these lettuce wraps, you don't want to eat crunchy onion, I feel. You want it kind of cooked down. That might be too hot, but it shouldn't matter for onions. Got it on medium heat. I think it's with cast iron. I don't know, if you don't grease it, stuff will definitely stick to it. Sometimes things still stick, but you have to just leave it there for a while and it unsticks itself. At least I know that's the case for meat. Meat, not me. For vegetables, probably not so much. So I sauteed garlic before and that stuck to the pan. I'm hoping this onion doesn't stick. I did okay last time, so we'll see. Probably last time the pan wasn't this hot either, though. Okay, yeah. Not sticking, surprisingly. The recipe doesn't call for butter in the pan, but obviously if you're sauteing something first, you need some sort of oil. So I use butter. So I'm just going to, actually I'm going to add in some garlic. I typically don't measure anything. I kind of eyeball it and add the amount that I think I'll like in the recipe. For garlic and onion, I like a lot of garlic and onion. Yes, this is the stuff I just showed you and showed you how it has xanthan gum. I'm not too sure where xanthan gum comes from, but I've used it. I've got a bag of it in my fridge. I've used it for different keto recipes. It's usually used, well, it's used to thicken stuff, so I've used it for gravies and I forget what else. There's no carbs in it, but I don't think it's natural. It's probably heavily processed from something. Hey Google, where does xanthan gum come from?
On the website bbcgoodfood.com, they say, an additive used as a thickener, stabilizer, and emulsifier, xanthan gum is made when strains of the Xanthomonas campestris bacteria are fed a solution of glucose derived from corn, soy, dairy, or wheat.
So it's some sort of bacteria that's fed glucose from corn and wheat. So yeah, it's not. I guess that's probably not considered natural. Sounds like it's made in a laboratory. So if you don't want to eat that, then get the glass jarred garlic. Um, Actually, I was gonna look at the recipe, but I'm recording right now, so no, that's right. It's just adding the pork after this. So I'm gonna let this saute a little bit, and then I'll add the pork to it, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, and we're back. As you can see, I made the camera angle a little bit wider. Got the recipe on my other phone. So I have to add the sausage now. The onions are kind of translucent, so means they're cooked enough. This sausage was actually on sale. It was like $4.49 a pound. That's a pretty good deal. I think there might be a little bit of sugar. Yeah, there's sugar, added sugar. Carbohydrates are 0 per 56 grams. So there's some sugar, but I guess it's not a lot. I also, while the video was cut, I threw the bib lettuce. No, the butter lettuce. I think that's why I was trying to think of what I thought it was called in the store. I thought it was called bib lettuce, but it's butter lettuce. I threw that in a bowl with some water to wash it. So once this pork cooks down, you just obviously cook it until it's, well, it doesn't really turn brown. It's like a gray color. Cook it down, and then I drain it. I'm going to actually add some ginger too. I'm sure fresh ginger would be a much stronger ginger flavor, but if you've ever tried to, at least for me, maybe I don't know how to use ginger, having to peel it, I mean it's a root, so having to peel it's difficult, and then you need a special tool to grind it, which I think I have. It's kind of like the same thing you use for like the citrus essence. What do they call that? I forget what they call that. It's like the, you know, where you take the skin from citrus I don't think it's called essence. Hey Google, what do you call it when you shred the skin of a citrus?
On the website youtube.com, they say, grated citrus peel, also known as zest, adds an
Zest.
appealingly sharp citrus bite to dishes.
I think it's a zester you would have to use for the ginger. So if you have that, you could try it. But as you saw, I just used the powdered ginger. It's a lot easier. But like I said, it's probably not the same flavor. Honestly, fresh ginger might be too strong. I don't know. So anyways, I'm going to fry this up and then we'll be back. Okay, we are back. I just finished sauteing the pork and I drained it also. Now the recipe calls for soy, says that soy sauce, rice vinegar, peanut butter, sesame oil, water, and saute for another 5 minutes. So the soy sauce is 1/8 cup of soy sauce. Where's the soy sauce? So I'm doubling the recipe, so it's 2/8. I think that's 1/4. Just put enough until I think it's enough. It's probably enough. Soy sauce, rice vinegar. I don't have rice vinegar, so I'm using red wine vinegar. At least I'm pretty sure I don't have rice vinegar. No, I did have it recently, but I think I finished it, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. So for the vinegar, 2 tablespoons of vinegar. I think I like red wine vinegar more than I do rice vinegar. In the past I've used this to make homemade mayonnaise, and this was a lot better than white vinegar. Just the flavor came out better. Okay, and then the recipe doesn't call for fish sauce, but I add a little bit. About that much. Sesame oil. Calls for a few drops. That should be good. This stuff's also pretty strong. And it calls for how much water? Half a cup of water. So this will actually measure this one out. Actually, I'm going to use filtered water. No sense in using tap. Half a cup of water. And it says saute for 5 minutes. Then after that, it says stir in the sriracha. I'm not going to use sriracha because it has sugar in it and I don't have any, so I'll just use regular hot sauce. I like this hot sauce, Cholula. There's no sugar in this, but there is xanthan gum and acetic acid. I don't know what that is. I'll use that, and then the green onions have to go in. And you just let that cook down again, and that's pretty much it. Actually, I need to make the wasabi mayo. Guess I'll do that now. Well, now I'm going to chop these up. So I've washed these already. I mean, I'm not a professional chopper or knife user, but a little tip that I have is to keep the top of your blade on the cutting board. Just makes it a little bit easier. You can kind of do it faster. You're supposed to like have your fingers like this too, so you don't cut your fingers. I typically don't do that. Helps too if you have a decent quality cutting board. This one's cheap. I have a better quality cutting board, but it's a massive brick of wood that I don't want to get out. I think the recipe actually calls for just 2 green onions, but like I said earlier, I like onion. So I used a whole bunch of it. And honestly, if I didn't use the whole bunch, I don't know what else I would use this for, so might as well just use it all up. This stuff cooks down when you throw it in also. I drained this stuff, but it's actually pretty watery still. Which is fine. I like the juice it kind of leaves behind. Put extra juice on your wraps. It's raining here right now. I'm not sure if you can hear it. Smells pretty good. Smells Asian. Add a little hot sauce. I really don't think pork wraps should be hot, but I guess this will add a little flavor, I guess. Add the green onion. Carefully. So when I mentioned the other day about, I guess it was yesterday, about doing intermittent fasting again, or fasting Tuesday and Thursday, I know some of you commented saying those days are too close together, which I agree, thinking about it. I guess I just chose the 2 tea days. That was my reasoning, which wasn't great. But I'm thinking maybe I'll aim for Monday and Thursday. I know I definitely don't want to do the weekends, because typically if I do something on the weekends and go out to eat, I just like to do that. I like to go out to eat with friends and socialize, so I don't want to fast during that time. Now I'm thinking, after making all this, I plan on eating this tomorrow too. I don't know, I'll see how I feel tomorrow, if I fast or eat this. This will be fine to save until Friday. It'll be fine to save beyond Friday. Weekend or next week would be fine. But I don't know. As with fasting, there's some conflicting information. Some people think that fasting is not good, or it's cheating with weight loss. I don't necessarily believe that. I know Dr. Jason Fung has a few videos about it, and just for me, I use my own logic. It seems like, back when humans had to hunt wild animals to get food, there were times when they couldn't find an animal, and it had to go without eating. So, like, the theory that some people think is, when you're not eating, your metabolism slows down to like preserve the energy and fat that you have. But that doesn't really make sense because hundreds of years ago, when we had to hunt animals, if your metabolism and energy went down, how do you get that animal? It's like, how do you go hunt for that animal? So Jason Fung says your energy actually goes up when you fast, and I find when I fast, I do have a lot of energy. Sometimes I'm still lazy and don't want to go to the gym, but I do feel like I have energy. Like I never, well, I won't say it never, but typically I don't really feel lethargic by fasting. So that's why I'm not really too sure if I agree with the idea that your metabolism slows down. So like I said, there's plenty of videos about it by Dr. Jason Fung. I know last time I fasted, that's when I significantly dropped some weight. I dropped like 5 pounds within the week. So I just feel like the feeling that I had earlier today, that emptiness feeling, like my stomach was cleaned out. I feel that fasting also gives me that feeling, like it lets my body clean itself out. Like I said, I like that feeling. It's a good feeling. So that's why I think fasting benefits me. So, all right, I'm going to make the wasabi mayo. I don't have a recipe for this. Well, I mean, the recipe is mayonnaise and wasabi, but I don't have the measurements of how much. Honestly, I don't think there's a lot of mayonnaise. Oh, yeah, it's pretty full. If it was more empty, I was just going to make it in this. Probably do, I don't know, half a cup. That looks like maybe a third of a cup. Take that much mayonnaise. I don't think I'll use all this on the wraps. It's probably a lot of calories right there. But whatever I don't use, I'll save. Now this wasabi is real spicy. If you've had wasabi, you know how spicy it is. I'm going to finish up this tube. I think that's a pretty good amount. You can actually purchase wasabi, like wasabi mayo. I forget who makes it, if it's Kraft or maybe this company, Chosen Foods, but you might as well just make it yourself. You can make how much you need. And a whole jar of wasabi mayo can't really be used for anything other than Asian food like this. And just mix it all together. If you don't have wasabi, if you have horseradish, you could also use horseradish. It's not the... Actually, I think that wasabi is probably made with horseradish. Because I think real wasabi is pretty expensive. Yeah, first ingredient, horseradish. Horseradish, I don't know, the other stuff is sorbitol, food starch modified, rice bran oil, sugar in this, of course. More xanthan gum. It's actually 3 grams of carbs for 1 teaspoon. That's surprisingly a lot. Didn't think it would be that much. So it goes to show you need to check your labels of what you're eating. The amount I used was probably 2 teaspoons, so 6 grams of carbs. If there's fiber, minus the fiber to find your net carbs. Is there fiber in this? I assume there's some fiber. I don't know. It doesn't say how much fiber is in it. It says not a significant source of fiber, so It's not a lot. Well, that's probably 5 or 6 grams of carbs in this cup that I have here. So yeah, dinner's basically done. You can let this saute as much as you want to get the flavors married together. But it's basically done. So this recipe is a pretty easy recipe. You can cook it all in one pan too. Alright, I'm gonna plate this up and then I'll show you how it all looks. Alrighty, here's the final product. I've got 5 wraps right here. Probably eat a few more. But that's it. Pretty easy. This is plate number 2. Alrighty, so I just finished dinner. And I don't know, I just feel like eating dessert now. So I'm going to taste this miracle berry for you. I washed it, cut the stem off, so you just pop it in your mouth. This thing is mostly a seed. So you don't want to swallow it, you just want to kind of bite it to where the skin falls off. And then rub the seed and pulp around your mouth. I think for about like 30 seconds or so. It really doesn't have much of a flavor. Imagine like the texture is kind of like a grape, maybe a little softer than a grape. Honestly, I guess your tongue it feels like suede, like it's real soft. The flesh part, the seed is obviously hard. So, like I said, it makes sour things taste sweet. Of course, strawberries aren't usually sour, but they kind of have that acidic flavor to them a little bit, and the miracle berry really amplifies that into a sweet taste. So usually strawberries taste super sweet. Oh man. If you've never tried a miracle berry, you have to try it. These are like the sweetest strawberries I've ever had in my life. Imagine what it tastes like is imagine coating your mouth in like pure sugar first and then eating a strawberry. That's what it tastes like. Oh my gosh. It's so good. The miracle berries are actually I don't know if I bought this. I don't know if I bought my plant initially for this, but I was thinking of like low carb ways to have something sweet, and a miracle berry will definitely do that. That's so good. And as another test, got a wedge of lemon. We'll see how sour this is. It's been a while since I've had miracle berry with lemon, but it should make this taste sweet also. You can see there's no pucker in my face. Usually I have pucker. This tastes like, imagine lemonade syrup, like a pure syrup, like a simple syrup, lemon flavor. That's how this tastes. So in my mouth, it's sweet, but then as the juice goes down into my stomach, I can feel that acid kind of burn my stomach. But yeah, Got a little sourness there. Not going to get a lot of lemon because I might mess up my stomach. But the miracle berries are so good. I think the miracle berries are actually from West Africa, and obviously they're hard to find here in Florida or here in this country. But if you do find one, you of course have to be in a tropical climate or have a greenhouse to grow them. I think they're pretty cool though. I'd like to get another bush and, like, I don't know, put it somewhere to where it can grow really large. It's insane on how sweet it makes fruit taste. You can also do like anything, not necessarily sour, but like kind of acidic also, like apple cider vinegar. If you drink that, usually it makes it taste like a sweet apple cider. I've had that before. Other times, like Greek yogurt has kind of like that tartness. It kind of just like nullifies the taste. So like Greek yogurt will taste like you're eating, I don't know, cream almost. And it's not, obviously it's not a creamy flavor, but there's like no flavor to it. I think my favorite thing to eat with a miracle berry is strawberries. It's just, they're insanely sweet. Really, any berry. I've done this with raspberries before. Raspberries are delicious. Never tried blueberries. I'm typically not a fan of blueberries. Blueberries usually aren't really sweet. Blueberries are usually bland. So good. Anyways, hope you guys liked the video today. I just figured I would cook for you, and I wanted to show the miracle berry off. But now I'm going to edit this video. Like I said, I'm using a different editing program, so I don't know how long it'll take to render. But I'm going to work on that, and then think I might relax for the rest of the night. I downloaded the movie Trap, which I don't think it got great reviews, but I wanted to see it anyway. It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. So I think I might just chill, clean this kitchen up a little bit, and watch the movie, then get some sleep. So remember to like and subscribe. I'm bending my head down because I'm not sure if I'm out of frame. Hope I'm not out of frame. But like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, ring that notification bell too to be alerted for new videos. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow.